Ready to send your station.
All right. Hello, everybody. This is Scott Robinson from the U.S. Embassy with our weekly radio show, Tea Time with U.S. on Power 99. Thank you very much to everybody at Power 99 for giving us the chance to do tonight's show. Tonight, we are talking about one of my favorite subjects, which is education. I want to let all of our listeners know that this week is International Education Week. So we have a special program tonight. We've got 3 special guests. I also have my co-host Wasim here tonight. Wasim, why don't you take it away?
थैंक यू स्कॉट और हमारे सामीन और हमारे नाजरीन जो हमें फेसबुक पे देख रहे हैं यूएस एम्बेसी के फेसबुक पेज पर और पावर 99 के फेसबुक पेज पर आपको आज के शो में खुशामदीद कहते हैं। और जैसा कि स्कॉट ने कहा कि हम आज इंटरनेशनल एजुकेशन वीक यानी तालीम का बैनुल अक़वामी एक हफ़्ता जो है वो मनाया जा रहा है, उसके हवाले से आज का शो हमारा फोकस होगा। सो आई विल लेट स्कॉट इंट्रोड्यूस द गेस्ट।
Absolutely. So, as Wasim said, we are live tonight on Power 99. You can call in with your questions. The number is 051 111 009999. One more time, that's 051 111 009999. You can also check out the Embassy's Facebook page to follow along. We are live on Facebook Live. And we are also on Power 99's Facebook page. So you can find us. That's Power 99, Power Radio 99 Facebook page. You can find us. You can ask us questions. We would love to talk to you. Tonight we're talking about education, specifically studying in the United States. And we have 3 special guests, Rita, Aisha, and Mashal. I'm going to introduce each of them. I'm going to give them a chance to talk to you. We're going to start off with Rita, who is the Executive Director of the United States Educational Foundation in Pakistan, USEFP. Did I get that right, Rita?
Yeah, thank you.
Great. I'm going to turn it over to you for a minute, Rita. Maybe you can introduce what your organization does and tell us a little bit about this thing called International Education Week.
Okay, अस्सलाम वालेकुम सब लोग। बड़ी खुशी हुई कि ये मौका मिला मुझे क्या बैनुल अक़वामी तालीम के ऊपर बात करनी है. Anyway, thanks for inviting me and having me here and having a chance for us to talk about International Education Week and the United States Educational Foundation. USEFP, and I'll give you our website, www.usefpakistan.org. We've been here almost 70 years in Pakistan, promoting mutual understanding between Pakistan and the United States through educational exchange and cultural exchange. We're very fortunate, and many of you will know that we run the Fulbright Scholarship Program here in Pakistan, which for many years now, we've had the world's biggest Fulbright program. We also have a very large semester exchange program for undergraduate students. But this week, we're talking about all of you students who are looking to try to get to the U.S. to study on your own steam and your own merits, or, and we just want to let you know that we have people here like Michelle to help you, and students who have studied in the U.S. like Aisha to give you some guidance on why you might want to go there.
Well, and let's maybe turn it over to Mashal for a moment to introduce a program that I am very familiar with from working in U.S. embassies around the world. It's called Education USA. Mashal, welcome. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that program?
Assalamu alaikum everyone. My name is Mashal Khan. I'm an Education USA advisor and I work at USEFP. Education USA is a US State Department network. It's not just something in Pakistan. It exists worldwide. We have more than 430 centers around in more than 170 countries. What we do is we basically help students who are interested in studying in the US on their own finances or on the university scholarship, help them understand the application process and apply to US universities. So our advising centers are in Islamabad, Lahore, and Karachi, and we are housed in the Fulbright Commission. So if you want to reach out to us, please feel free. We have have a presence on social media. We are on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Follow us on Education USA Pakistan, and you'll learn everything about our organization, our work, and ways that we can support you.
Great. And tell me a little bit about students in Pakistan who come to the United States to study. About how many are there, and what's their sort of profile?
So a lot of the students who reach out to us are either looking for undergraduate studies in the U.S., so they are high school students. We work with almost all the private schools in across Pakistan. So whether it's in Islamabad, Lahore, or Karachi, these students reach out to us. We have very good relationship with all the school counselors, and through the school counselors, we approach these high school students. On the other hand, we have the graduate students, prospective graduate students who want to pursue either master's or PhD programs in the US, and we have relationship with universities. So we do a lot of outreach both at high school level and at the university level to really look into, find out the right audience and find ways to help them out.
And what are some of the selling points of U.S. higher education? I mean, I could give you my own. I am a product of U.S. universities. But what sorts of things do you point out to students when you want to encourage them to study in the U.S.?
Especially when at the undergraduate level, the one thing that we really focus on is the flexibility. Over here in Pakistan or in other education systems, when you get into a 4-year bachelor's program, you have to you have to decide what you want to study, and that is what you're going to study for the rest of your 4 years. But in the US, the special thing about it is that you have the flexibility. The first 2 years, you get to explore. You get to find what you're interested in. You take courses from different fields, and then really decide what do you want to pursue, and eventually declare your major at the end of 2 years. So this is something which is very peculiar about the US higher education, and this is something we promote a lot, and students get attracted to it.
And I'll turn it over to Wasim in just a minute, but I can definitely speak to that flexibility part. I didn't declare my major until my junior year, and when I did declare it, people say, oh, you're a diplomat, you probably majored in political science or international relations. I majored in theater. And again, it's been an incredible benefit for my career. Again, I took a lot of other types of courses. I did take languages and I took international relations. But again, I majored in theater, and it hasn't slowed me down, at least in my professional career. In fact, it's given me sort of a lot of variety. So I think flexibility is you're absolutely right on emphasizing that. Wasim, do you want to take over for a minute?
For Urdu listeners, बात कर रहे थे हम इंटरनेशनल एजुकेशन वीक के हवाले से मशल के साथ। अभी मशल एजुकेशन यूएसए में एजुकेशन एडवाइज़र हैं, यूएसईएफपी के साथ काम करती हैं, और वो बता रही थी कि क्या ख़ास बात है कि पाकिस्तानी स्टूडेंट्स को ऑप्ट करना चाहिए यूएस के अंदर जाकर पढ़ने के लिए। और जो ख़ास बात उन्होंने बताई वो ये है कि पाकिस्तान के अंदर जब हम बीएस प्रोग्राम के लिए जाते हैं या ग्रेजुएशन के लिए जाते हैं, अंडर ग्रेड लेवल पे जाते हैं, तो हमें चूज़ करना पड़ता है किसी एक स्पेसिफिक फील्ड को या सब्जेक्ट को। लेकिन यूएस के अंदर ये फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी फैक्टर जो है ये बहुत अहम है, क्योंकि वहाँ पर पहले 2 साल मुख्तलिफ मज़ामीन पढ़कर आप ये चूज़ करने की बेहतर पोजीशन में होते हैं कि आपको आइंदा 2 साल के लिए क्या पढ़ना है, यानी आपको किस सब्जेक्ट में या किस फील्ड एरिया में मेजर्स करना है। और ये वो कह रही हैं कि बहुत ख़ास बात है, वो पाकिस्तानी स्टूडेंट्स को ये बताती हैं कि वहाँ अगर आप जाकर पढ़ेंगे तो आप शायद बेहतर तरीके से ये फैसला कर सकेंगे कि आपको किस एरिया का इंतखाब करना है।
Great. We'll come back to you in a few minutes, Mashal, with some more questions. I'm also looking at our Facebook page. I would love to ask some of the questions. So maybe our Facebook viewers out there can send in a question or two, or give us a call. 051 111 009999 is our number. Our last guest today, I also want to give a chance before we take a break and listen to some music. Her name is Aisha, and she is a person from Pakistan who studied in the U.S. Aisha, welcome on the show.
Thank you. I'm very excited to be here.
Great. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, maybe where you studied in the U.S., what you studied, a little bit where you're from.
So I'm from Pakistan. Both my parents are from here. I'm not born and raised. I actually grew up moving around because my parents were in the Foreign Service, but I did go to the U.S. for college. I went to Drexel University. I studied communications there. And going off of what Mushal said a little bit, there was a lot of flexibility. I mean, I knew going in what I wanted to study, but that didn't stop me from taking classes on weather and, you know, live production. I could have taken culinary classes if I wanted to. So I, without a doubt, do not regret any part of my U.S. college experience, and I would recommend it to anyone looking to further their education.
Great. Now, how did you choose where to apply? I mean, that for me, that's sort of the most daunting. I mean, there are how many schools in the U.S.?
More than 4,500.
More than 4,500. That is a lot to choose from. So tell us about your process. How did you do it?
So I was also very overwhelmed in the beginning. I was lucky that I had really great college counselors at my school. So they were a great starting point. I also used College Board, which is great. You can put in any specifications you want. You want to be in a city, you want a private school, public school, scholarships, sports, extracurriculars, anything you want, you put it in there. It'll give you a school. Drexel showed up in all of my searches, which is how I ended up eventually going there. But aside from doing a lot of research online, I had the opportunity to go to the U.S. and actually visit schools, which gives you a great idea for what sort of campus you want to be on, city or out in kind of a more secluded area. Ultimately, when I got my acceptances, it came down to making a list of pros and cons, who was giving me good scholarships, where was I going to get a better degree, who was giving me better opportunities. Drexel had co-ops, which is an internship program built into your education, which was a huge bonus for me. And that's kind of how I ended up picking, just a lot of fine-tuning lists.
Great. We will be talking about financing in just a minute because you mentioned scholarships. That's obviously a big concern.
Mm-hmm.
But that's interesting. So you wanted to go to school in a big city, I take it, if you chose Philadelphia.
Yeah.
And what was your experience like there? I mean, as somebody, even somebody who'd grown up in other countries, you still were new to the U.S.,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm sure there was some cultural differences from your high school days.
Yeah, so I loved it. It was very different because for once I was actually living in the center of a city, which was really nice. And a great thing about Drexel was that it's integrated into the city, so you don't feel like you're in a separate bubble. I was a little bit overwhelmed at first when I moved to the U.S. because everything is so much, not necessarily physically bigger, but everything just feels so much more grand than anywhere else. I moved there from Denmark, which, country with 5 million people, and the U.S. is huge in comparison. But, I mean, it was overwhelming at first, but in the end, I can't imagine going anywhere else, and I loved my 4 years living in Philadelphia.
Yeah, it's an incredible experience. I mean, even I grew up on the west coast of the United States in California, and I went to college on the east coast. Also in the U.S., we use the words college and university sort of interchangeably. I know it's a little different here. But even for me, going from California to Rhode Island, where my university was, I had a big culture shock. The United States is a huge country. There's a lot of regional differences, as there are here. And when you're 18 years old and living away from home for the first time, there's a lot. It can be an overwhelming experience. So congratulations to you for having made it through.
Thank you.
Wasim, do you want to add anything on this or ask any questions?
I mean, I would just take our Urdu listeners on board. Again, we were talking to Aisha Mufti. Aisha अभी बता रही थी कि उनका एक्सपीरियंस कैसा था यूएस के अंदर जब वो पढ़ने के लिए गई, और फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी के हवाले से उन्होंने बताया कि कितनी आसानी से वो सब्जेक्ट्स चूज़ कर सकती थी. हालांकि वो जानती थी कि उन्हें कम्युनिकेशंस को ही चूज़ करना है, लेकिन किस तरीके से उन्होंने मुख्तलिफ कोर्सेज ऑप्ट किए और फिर अल्टीमेटली अपनी डिग्री मुकम्मल की. और आज के टी टाइम विद यूएस में हम इंटरनेशनल एजुकेशन वीक के हवाले से ही बात करेंगे, और जैसा कि स्कॉट ने कहा कि आप भी हमारे साथ इस शो में शरीक हो सकते हैं. पावर FM 99 का नंबर 051-111-009999 है. आप इस नंबर पर कॉल कीजिए और कोई सवाल रीता से या आयशा से या मशल से कोई भी सवाल अगर आप करना चाहते हैं तो आप सवाल कीजिए, या फिर हमारा जो एम्बेसी का फेसबुक पेज है उसके ऊपर जाएं और वहाँ कमेंट्स में अपना क्वेश्चन लिखें, और हम ब्रेक के बाद आपका क्वेश्चन भी प्रोग्राम में शामिल करेंगे.
Great. We're going to take a little musical break for just a couple minutes, and then we'll come back. We'll continue the discussion. Thank you to everybody out there listening. Please give us a call, 051 111 009999, or send us a Facebook question, and we will be excited to answer it. I tried to choose a few sort of university or school or education-related songs tonight. So we got the first one. It's called Me and Julio Down by the Schoolyard, and it is by Paul Simon. So enjoy this, and we'll be right back. On my own tonight, and I don't have a background in education in radio.
We'll just
So this is our low budget here tonight. No, not working. Okay, let's keep the discussion going. Then I'll have to get some assistance though from my friends back behind the booth. Good. Let's continue the discussion then.
I can jump in.
Go ahead, Rita. Go ahead.
Just on, in addition to, or as part of flexibility, the value of a U.S. education, when I think about it, the kind of well-rounded education you get in the United States, I really don't see elsewhere. You're not going to graduate as a science student or an engineering student without having taken some courses in arts and humanities. And you're not going to be in arts and humanities or social science students without getting some basic education in science. And I think, for real life, once you graduate from school, it's important to know at least a little bit about a lot of different things, and specializing and focusing too early, apart from not being fun and being a difficult way to make a decision when you're young. In the long run, you will really benefit from that flexibility. It really will make you a well-rounded, good employee, and that's why I'm happy to say our Education USA advisors at our Fulbright Commission all have U.S. degrees, so they really know how to advise you, those of you who are really considering how to get from here to there. It can be done, they've done it, and they know how to do it.
There's a concept in the U.S. education called liberal arts, and it's not really about art. It doesn't mean you study art. It just means you study a lot of different things, which, again, I think my background is a testament to that I studied theater. That may have been my major, but that was only about a quarter, 1/4 of my classes were in my major. The others were in languages and in political science, international relations, that kind of stuff. I didn't take a lot of math and science. I
took the minimum requirement as well.
Yeah, I did too. But again, and I know there are people out there who only want to take math and science or who want to be engineers. Mashal, what is sort of the average? What fields are most of the students that you're meeting in Pakistan focusing on who go to the States?
So a lot of our students, both undergraduate and graduate, would want to pursue engineering. That's like a major field. Other than that, computer science is also very famous in our student body. Math and physics is something that students want to pursue. And then there are social sciences subjects, related to arts and humanities. They come afterwards. So basically, it's more towards engineering.
Okay, good. And undergraduate, graduate, what is sort of the average profile that you're looking at?
Average profile for undergraduate or graduate? For both?
Yeah, I mean, is it mostly graduate or is it mostly undergraduates who you meet?
So we have a lot of graduate students as well, because we administer the world's largest Fulbright scholarship. So we end up getting a lot of graduate students in our advising center as well. A lot of them apply to Fulbright, but those who are not successful in their Fulbright application, they would then reach out to us, and we work with them to find out ways that they can, study in the U.S. So we have a lot of graduate students, but it's not like that we have fewer undergraduate. We have the same numbers.
Okay.
Yeah.
And maybe back to you, Aisha. Mm-hmm. Tell us about your coming back to Pakistan. What was it like after having studied in the U.S. and then where did that leave you? Did you use it to sort of springboard to working, or what was your path?
I moved back to Pakistan last year in the beginning of October, so it's been about a year. It was definitely very difficult in the beginning, not just, U.S. to Pakistan, but having lived in many other countries before the U.S. as well. I found that there was not really a lot of job opportunities for someone who'd studied public relations specifically, at least in Islamabad. So that's one thing that I had struggled with in the beginning. Communications jobs do exist quite a lot, but it's finding the good ones and the ones that, not necessarily the ones that you're qualified for, but the ones that are qualified for you. Because when you have such a good education, you don't want to settle. You want to find the best job for you. You want to grow. You don't want to step backwards. So that's one thing that's been, I don't want to say a challenge, but it's been a little bit tricky in finding the right opportunities. In terms of not job-related life, it's been good.
You graduated this year or last year?
I graduated in 2017.
2017,
yeah, so
okay.
I did my 1 year of OPT in the U.S., which, for anyone who doesn't know, is the optional practical training, where you can spend a year or longer, depending on your major, if you're a STEM student, working in the U.S. So I actually worked at 2 PR agencies in New York.
Oh, great. Okay, so you got some experience there.
Yeah.
And now you're just planning the next phase of your life.
Yeah, hopefully grad school back in the U.S.
Great. Okay. Good. Well, again, I'm also a proponent of grad schools. I went to a private undergraduate college and a public graduate school, so I had sort of the best of both worlds in a way to see different parts of the country as well. Wasim, you have any questions you want to add for our Urdu listeners here?
Discussing about grad schools. I know we'll go to the Facebook questions after the break, but one question that we repeatedly get is, can I go to a grad school without going through GRE? Is that possible?
Oh, I'm going to take that because I take that question all the time anyway. It's unwise to be trying to select your grad school by the exam requirements. The GRE is not that hard. It's a 4-hour exam. Honestly, Pakistani students have good math background. The math skills required in the graduate record examination are really high school level skills for Pakistani students. So there's a lot of stress about it that is not required. And there's all kinds of resources out there for GRE prep. And we at USEFP, you can go to our website. We can help you find the resources, and we do test prep around the country as well, and orientations to that. So I would say it would be better to concentrate on getting an okay score. You don't need a great score on the GRE to get admission to a graduate program. So thank you for the question, Wasim, because it's an unnecessary fear, and I really encourage you to get past it and don't let that stop you.
Absolutely. I agree with what Rita said. We have the resources. Students who are interested in taking the GRE can always come reach out to the advisors, and we can help you out. We do also offer classes at our centers. If you are interested in learning more about it, you can contact us on our website or on our social media platforms. And yes, GRE is a requirement if you're especially looking for financial aid or scholarships from U.S. universities. They need to evaluate you on some things, so they need a GRE score.
Yeah, testing is an important part of applying, right? I mean, no matter where you go, most universities require some sort of exams. Some maybe de-emphasize the SAT or the GRE for graduate school, but I think in general you have to do something. But there's a lot of other aspects of your application. Maybe that's something we can talk about after our break, about how to apply, what the sort of the fundamentals are, and then a little bit also about financing, because I know that's on people's minds. I think I'm going to give my song another shot here. I can't guarantee it, but I will see what comes out of this. All right. I'm trying to follow the instructions and see if I can get All right, we got our music to work. Hello, everybody. This is Scott Robinson with Tea Time with US. We are here talking about International Education Week. Thank you all for listening in. I hope you will send us some questions by Facebook on the U.S. Embassy's Facebook site. Also, I hope that you will call us at 051 111 009999. We are here. We're ready. And give us a call. We're talking about studying in the U.S. Now, this week there were some figures that came out. Maybe I will turn it over to Mashal to tell us a little bit about what the Open Doors report is and what that says about studying in the U.S., because it was very positive about the number of Pakistani students coming to the U.S. Isn't that right?
Yes. So every year, Institute of International Education brings out a report before the start of at the start of International Education Week, giving us the figures of how many students from countries are studying in the U.S. We have observed a 5.6% increase, which is very positive and very
that's for
encouraging.
students from Pakistan, in other words.
Yes.
From last year to this year,
Yes,
5.6% more are studying there. That's great.
It's approximately 8,000 students who are studying currently in the U.S. from Pakistan. So which is an encouraging number for us as well, our advising center. And that's just great to learn about it.
Well, congratulations on your good work in promoting study in the U.S. And thank you to all the Pakistan students who are coming to the U.S. to study. That's an impressive number. Going to university, particularly in another country, is a big step. It requires support from your family. It requires a lot of courage on your part. So I really do thank everybody who's doing that. Now, studying abroad gives you a lot of benefits, right? What do you think are some of the benefits of studying in the U.S.? Why should somebody study there?
So from my personal experience, I also attended Syracuse University for my master's degree. And one of them was flexibility that we spoke about earlier, but the other one was diversity. I was sitting in a classroom with 20 other nationalities, and that was just amazing. Experiencing their perspectives, their culture, learning about their language or where they come from. That is something you cannot experience maybe anywhere else in the world. So being in a classroom filled with students from around the globe was something very special to me. I felt really good and happy about it. I have friends from around 30 countries, more than 30 countries now, and I'm connected with them. I talk to them every now and then, which is really amazing.
Absolutely. I think flexibility and diversity are two very good selling points, but I also think that the quality of the education, I mean, the research that's being done in the United States is really the top level, and I think for a lot of people, this is their chance to they might be the top student in their country, but when they go to the U.S., they realize it's very competitive, isn't it?
Exactly.
Go ahead, Aisha. Let me ask you your perspective. Do you think that the classroom atmosphere is different in the United States, or is the culture of the classroom different from in Pakistan?
I don't know that I can necessarily answer that. I haven't been to school in Pakistan since I was very little. But from what I remember, yes, it is quite different. It's a lot more open, and there's a lot more discussion. I had classes where you would just pull the chairs into a circle and you would sit there for an hour just discussing whatever the relevant topic in that class was. Even in lectures, it was very open and very comfortable. You never necessarily felt like you were just being talked at, which isn't necessarily how education works over here, because it's not. That's not how education works in most places. But over there, you're just so free to discuss everything, and you're so comfortable. Everyone's kind of equal, which I thought was really nice.
Which is a challenge as well. It means you can't just show up to the circle of chairs and fall asleep and expect your professor not to know that you didn't do the reading. So that's a pressure, and I agree with that. I remember that very much from college.
I mean, I think that's a good challenge as well, because then you're accountable for your own actions. You can't say, Mom didn't wake me up for school. You have to wake yourself up for school. You have to get to class on time. You are held accountable.
That's
right.
right.
I think that's great.
Yeah, absolutely. Wasim, do you have any points for questions?
I mean, I would first translating whatever Aisha had said and whatever Mashal had said. सामीन इंटरनेशनल एजुकेशन वीक के हवाले से हम बात कर रहे हैं, और सबसे पहले बहुत अच्छे फिगर्स जो मशल ने बताया कि इंटरनेशनल इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ इंटरनेशनल एजुकेशन जो हर साल शेयर करता है अपने आदाद शुमार, उसके मुताबिक इस साल पाकिस्तान से अमेरिका जाने वाले जो स्टूडेंट्स हैं उनमें 5.6%, 5.6% का इजाफा हुआ, और रफली कम व बेश तकरीबन 8,000 स्टूडेंट्स हैं पाकिस्तान से जो इस वक्त अमेरिका में तालीम हासिल कर रहे हैं. which I have a question as well, that out of 200 million, 8,000 is still a small number, and what can be done to improve these numbers? I think Rita would have a better answer to that. लेकिन ये है कि ये बात बहुत खुशाइंद है कि इसमें इजाफा हो रहा है नंबर्स में, और अमेरिका के अलावा हम जानते हैं कि पाकिस्तानी स्टूडेंट्स बहुत से दूसरे ममालिक में भी जाते हैं, लेकिन अमेरिका के हवाले से ये फ़िगर्स ख़ास तौर पर मशल ने शेयर की. और दूसरी बात आयशा ने जो शेयर की, वो सवाल स्कॉट का ये था कि किस तरह से मुख्तलिफ है वो इन्वायरमेंट क्लासरूम का जिसमें हम पाकिस्तान में पढ़ते हैं, और वो तरीक़ा तालीम जो अमेरिका में अख्तियार किया जाता है. और अपने पर्सनल एक्सपीरियंस से भी मैं ये बात बिल्कुल एग्री करता हूँ आयशा की, कि बहुत ज़्यादा एक्टिविटी बेस्ड और ब्रेन स्टॉर्मिंग जिसको हम कहते हैं सेशन, वो अमेरिका में ख़ास तौर पर ज़ोर दिया जाता है, जबकि हमारे यहाँ अनफॉर्चुनेटली अभी तक हम इस तरीक़े को बहुत ज़्यादा प्रमोट नहीं कर सके. यहाँ पर अभी भी जो मेमोरी बेस्ड सिस्टम है जिसमें हम जहन में बिठा लेते हैं कुछ चीज़ें और फिर उनको इम्तहान में जाके दोबारा से रिपीट कर देते हैं, हम अभी तक उसी तरीके तालीम को इख्तियार किए हुए हैं. इस पर मज़ीद भी बात करेंगे हम मशल से या आयशा से. इंटरनेशनल एजुकेशन वीक के हवाले से आज का टी टाइम आप पावर FM 99 से सुन रहे हैं, और यूएस एम्बेसी के फेसबुक पेज और पावर 99 के फेसबुक पेज पर देख रहे हैं. हम ये चाह रहे हैं कि आप टेलीफोन लाइन के ज़रिए हमारे साथ शामिल हों, और स्कॉट इस वक्त फेसबुक पेज पर मौजूद हैं. अगर आप फेसबुक पर कोई क्वेश्चन करेंगे तो हम उसको भी गुफ्तगू में शामिल करेंगे.
I want to talk also about a difficult subject, which is paying for university. Now, universities in the United States are some of the best in the world, and they have a lot of benefits. But again, I think for a lot of students, the idea of paying for university is an obstacle. So how do you, Mashal, deal with that when students come to you and they say, I really want to study in the United States, but I'm not sure I can pay for it? What kinds of suggestions do you have for them?
So another good thing about studying in the US is that US offers financial aid. US universities offer financial aid as well, and students can apply for those financial aid. But the thing is, what we usually encourage students to do is to really have the conversation with their parents and find out what their affordability is. It is extremely important for the students to know what their parents are willing to contribute towards their education, and then apply for financial assistance at the universities. یہ ایک چیز ہم لوگ بہت زیادہ ایمفسائز کرتے ہیں اپنے اسٹوڈنٹس کو, جو بھی ہمارے ایڈوائزیز ہمارے سینٹرز میں آتے ہیں, کہ آپ لوگ اپنے والدین کے ساتھ یہ کانورسیشن کریں اور ان سے اس بارے میں پتہ لگائیں کہ وہ کتنے حد تک کیا اماؤنٹ دے سکتے ہیں, کیا وہ پیسے کنٹریبیوٹ کر سکتے ہیں ان کی تعلیم کے لیے. اور پھر ہم لوگ ایسی یونیورسٹیز ان کے لیے شارٹ لسٹ کرتے ہیں, یا ان کے ساتھ ہم جب کام کرتے ہیں, ریسرچ کرتے ہیں یونیورسٹیز, تو ہم ایسی یونیورسٹیز دیکھنا چاہتے ہیں جہاں پہ فائنینشیل ایڈ انٹرنیشنل اسٹوڈنٹس کو ملے, اور پھر وہ کس حد تک دیتے ہیں. کیا وہ 100% 100% فائنینشیل اسسٹنس چاہ رہے ہیں, 50% چاہ رہے ہیں, کتنا, اس حساب سے پھر یونیورسٹیز کی لسٹ ریسرچ کر کے بنائی جاتی ہے. تو یہ کچھ چیزیں ہیں جو ہمیں مد نظر رکھنی ہوتی ہیں جب ہمارے پاس ایک اسٹوڈنٹ آتا ہے ہمارے ایڈوائزنگ سینٹر میں.
Great. I mean, and again, I hope for everybody out there that if they really want to study in the U.S., there's so many benefits, and I don't think that price should be an obstacle. I mean, I think they can really, really work to look at other opportunities, also to look at other types of universities. There's something called community colleges in the United States. I don't know if one of you wants to talk a little bit about what that is. I have some experience with that. Rita, do you want to try on that?
I actually went to community college, and it's a really great option. The cost of attending a community college, which is a 2-year college, it gives what's called an associate's degree, it is about half the price of going to a state university. And after 2 years, if you keep a good grade point, in many university systems, you can automatically transfer from your community college to your state university, and the degree you get is from the university. It's not a community college degree. So you've one, saved some money, and two, classes are small. It can be very intimidating for an 18-year-old, as you said, Scott, to go to a big school and have hundreds of students in one classroom. Community colleges tend to have small classes with small teacher-student ratios. The challenge for Pakistani students going would be this, that you need to have a plan that you would be transferring to the university for a 4-year degree. And again, we can give advice on that, but it is a really great option, and I've put my son is in a community college right now. So
well, again, I think it's an incredible stepping stone. They usually also have more rolling admissions, if I'm not mistaken, where the deadlines aren't quite as early. Because I mean, again, the thing is, you have to plan ahead if you want to study in the U.S. Right? It is International Education Week. Right now is a great time to start, applying. The application deadlines are usually in January. Is that right?
1st.
So again, if you're interested in next year, you're almost a little bit late, right? So you need to plan really a year or two ahead. I mean, I know I was visiting universities when I was in, before I was going into 12th grade, just because I wanted to get a really good sense and have a plan. But there's so much opportunity there. There really is.
There's something called early decision, too, that if you pick one university that you really want to go to and you commit that if they admit you, you'll actually go there, it really increases your chance of being admitted to that university. And again, we can offer a lot of guidance on that. That's typically the beginning of November. Yeah. So that would be planning for next year, not the current year.
Yeah, and exactly. I think like a lot of things in the U.S., there's a lot of opportunity there, but you have to do the work too. It's not going to be given to you. I mean, I think this is also part of our culture that you'll learn about pretty quickly when you come to the U.S. There's a lot of opportunity, but you also have to do your part. You can't just expect everybody to give you some, serve it to you on a silver platter, as we say.
I really would love to take the opportunity to say something about that, and I'm sure that Wasim will translate it as well, which is that there are a lot of consultants out there who will guarantee you admission to universities. There is no need to be going and paying lakhs of rupees to a consultant for admission. If you do the work and you do the selection of where to appropriately apply, there's just no need for that at all. And our USA advisors, like Mashal, have as all the credentials that those consultants have, and our advice and guidance is free. We charge nothing for it. So please, come and see us before you put down a lot of money on consultants.
Very important point. अक्टूबर में अगर आप टी टाइम सुन रहे थे तो हमने एजुकेशन के हवाले से एक सीरीज़ की थी शोज़ की, और इस बात को हमने मेक श्योर किया था कि USCFP एक ऑफिशियल और फ्री सोर्स है, यानी इसमें आपको किसी किस्म के चार्जेस अदा नहीं करना होते। और जो एजुकेशन एडवाइजर्स हैं, जैसे मार्शल आज हमारे साथ मौजूद हैं, ये लोग आपको बाकायदा तरीके से गाइड करते हैं। जैसे मार्शल ने बताया कि यूनिवर्सिटीज़ की बाकायदा एक लिस्ट तैयार करके ऑप्शंस दिए जाते हैं जो आपके बजट के हवाले से होते हैं। और ये जो ने कहा कि कंसल्टेंट्स मार्केट्स में हैं, आपको उन पर लाखों रुपए उन्हें देने की ज़रूरत नहीं है। अगर आप एक जेन्युइन स्टूडेंट हैं और आप तालीम हासिल करना चाहते हैं तो ये बहुत बेहतर है कि एक ऑफिशियल आपको सोर्स मुहैया किया जा रहा है USCFP की सूरत में, आप वहाँ तशरीफ़ लाएँ, उनसे रब्ता करें और आप चूज़ कर सकते हैं कि किस यूनिवर्सिटी में जाना है। मिशेल, एक सवाल मेरे जहन में आ रहा है, यू आर बेस्ड इन इस्लामाबाद एंड आई एक्सपेक्ट लाहौर एंड कराची, द बिगेस्ट सिटीज़, लेकिन वो लोग जो हमें रिमोट एरियाज़ में सुन रहे हैं, साउथ पंजाब में या बलूचिस्तान में या KP में या सिंध में, वो लोग USCFP तक कैसे रब्ता कर सकते हैं, स्पेशली अगर फिजिकली पहुंचना पॉसिबल नहीं है?
USCFP उनके पास जाएगा। हम लोगों की आउटरीच बहुत अच्छी है. हम लोग हर साल टेस्ट प्रेप इनिशिएटिव के अंडर हम लोग आउटरीच करते हैं. इस्लामाबाद सेंटर जो है वो सेंट्रल और नॉर्थ रीजन को कवर करता है. लाहौर पंजाब और साउथ को करता है, और कराची हमारा सिंध और बलूचिस्तान को करता है. हम लोग विज़िट करते हैं. यहाँ पे हम पेशावर, मर्दान, सवाबी, इसके अलावा गिलगित, ये सब एरियाज़ हम कवर करते हैं. उसमें हम स्कूल्स में भी जाते हैं, हम यूनिवर्सिटीज़ में भी जाते हैं, और वहाँ पे जाके हम एजुकेशन यूएसए के बारे में बताते हैं, अपनी फ्री एडवाइजिंग सर्विसेज के बारे में हम उनको बताते हैं, और हम उनको गाइडेंस प्रोवाइड करते हैं एप्लीकेशन प्रोसेस से रिलेटेड. हमारे बेसिकली हम 5 स्टेप्स टू यूएस स्टडी करके हम प्रमोट करते हैं. उसमें हम रिसर्च हो किस तरह से करनी है, किस तरह से आपने अपनी यूनिवर्सिटी को सिलेक्ट करना है, कौन से टेस्ट्स के लिए आपने प्रिपेयर करना है, कैसे रिसोर्सेज आप उनके लिए पता कर सकते हैं, फाइनेंशियल असिस्टेंस के लिए वो कैसे रिसर्च कर सकते हैं, और फिर उसके बाद दीगर जो भी रिक्वायरमेंट्स होती हैं उनको भी हम लोग उनकी मदद करते हैं अनटिल द डे जब वो डिपार्ट करते हैं यूएस के लिए. सो हम वो पूरे 5 स्टेप्स टू यूएस स्टडी उसमें हम लोग उनकी हेल्प करते हैं. तो हम लोग उनके पास जाते हैं. उसके अलावा अगर स्टूडेंट्स हमें अप्रोच करना चाहते हैं, हमारी वेबसाइट पे रजिस्टर करते हैं. वो usefpakistan.org/advising/register हमारे डेटाबेस में उनके एंट्री हो जाती है, उनका ईमेल और उनका कॉन्टैक्ट इन्फॉर्मेशन आ जाती है. हमारी टीम में से एक एडवाइज़र उनको असाइन हो जाता है, और एडवाइज़र फिर उनको कॉन्टैक्ट करके तो उनसे मज़ीद मालूमात लेता है. तो हम लोग इस तरह से उनके साथ इन टच रहते हैं.
So we do have a couple questions I thought I would jump in from Arsalan Khan, who is one of following us on Facebook, who's asking about hotel management. Do you know anything about courses in that, and sort of what that sort of course of study would be at what level?
There are a couple of degree courses in tourism and hospitality. I know Cornell University has the most famous one. There are many 2-year programs that are run at community colleges, but usually you won't get a student visa for a non-degree program. But you can reach out to us. The degree programs, we can guide you to where you can get a degree in that subject, because it does exist.
Good. Another good point here from Zain Punjwani, who says, good point about consultants. And could you give us your contact details again so that people can consult with you?
Yes.
So go ahead.
www.usefpakistan.org/advising/register. Please register for our free advising services. One of the advisors will get in touch with you, reach out to them with questions and concerns. They'll be their contact number as well as email address. So it's up to you how you want to get in touch.
Okay, great. Good. So I do see some questions coming in. We have about 10 more minutes, so we got time for a couple more Facebook questions. Please keep those coming. Also, phone calls at 051-111-00-9999. We haven't had one yet. I guess there's more people watching us on Facebook tonight. I just wanted to say we've talked a little bit about what higher education can do for students in Pakistan. And I just want to say, as a diplomat, I want to say also how much having foreign students does for the United States. I mean, it makes our universities much more interesting places because we have people from a lot of different countries. I know, Aisha, you mentioned all of your friends as an undergraduate that you met from different places. And as an American, that enriches our country. I mean, diversity is really in the fabric of our country from the beginning. And having foreign students enriches our experiences as well. I mean, when I was an undergraduate, I got to know people from all sorts of countries, including Pakistan. And maybe you can talk, Aisha, what is it like to be, from a different country, going to study in the United States? I mean, is that a pressure? We like to say you're a young ambassador because you kind of are. Do you not agree?
I think that's absolutely true. I mean, it's a great opportunity to meet people that you wouldn't necessarily otherwise meet. And for a lot of the people that I met during my college experience, it was their first time meeting someone from Pakistan or from this part of the world even. So, there were a lot of opportunities to teach them about my culture and the way people live their lives over here. I would get a lot of questions about, what's it like living there? What's the environment like? A lot of people who aren't necessarily exposed to the world around them, they might think, oh, living in Pakistan is very, very different. You're just in the middle of nowhere, which is absolutely not true. I mean, Islamabad is a huge city.
Right.
And, I mean, it's very lively. You're not necessarily in the middle of the desert like some people might think. You're surrounded by buildings and all sorts of, modern infrastructure. But it's a great opportunity to share your culture and, like you said, be an ambassador for your country. And just enrich other people's lives.
We have a question here from Nasira Batul. The question is, what is the age limit for mid-level government officers in master's degree and non-degree programs, please? Is there an age limit?
There's no age limit.
No age limit. I mean, for our scholarship programs, you have to have some active work life ahead of you. Nobody's going to want to, support you for a degree and have you come home and retire immediately. But other than that, it's just a common sense thing. There are no age limits whatsoever.
Yeah, I think it's all about finding the right fit, right? I mean, I think that's sort of the right fit. We have a good question here from Wasim Sajjad. Is it necessary to consult the faculty members before applying for a master's degree?
For a master's degree, not necessarily. But this might be true depending upon the university and the program that the student is applying to for a PhD program. Again, it depends upon the university, the program, and the kind of processes they follow. So I would really say to reach out to the university and find out details from them because it is really dependent upon the university and the school and the program.
Okay. Another question here from Zachria Chandio. Hello, Scott. I wanted to know if some top students want to apply at top universities in the U.S. and they don't have a good high school record, like extracurricular activities, because of lack of a system. So will that affect our selection at top institutes? This gets at a little bit of the application process, right? So what about students who maybe don't have an opportunity to do a lot of extracurricular activities or something like that? What are their options when they apply?
It is true that the U.S. universities are looking for a well-rounded profile, and they're looking for students who have experience in outside the classroom experience as well. So it's important. But if students don't necessarily have that, there might be something that they can compensate that with. So for example, if students don't have a good, they don't have good grades, they can compensate that with the SAT score. Likewise, in the graduate section, if they don't have good grades at the university level, they can have a good GRE score. So things like this, it can work like that.
For our grad students also, many of them have work experience. Not everybody is fully developed as an undergrad, but you may graduate, work, and really distinguish yourself in your work and have a much more mature approach to your graduate application. And for Fulbright, we see that quite a lot. I'd say only about a quarter of our Fulbrighters are fresh graduates. So, another great thing about U.S. education is it is really a second chance education. It's like you are not going to ruin your life and your chances in life by having had, some unfortunate experience in high school. There's always a way to recover and show your potential. And admissions are really based on the admissions committee seeing your potential. It's not just about where are you today, but it's where do they see you going. And they give you an opportunity to really write that and explain that. And if you have something that doesn't look good in your application, there's an opportunity to explain, what happened or what was that. So be optimistic. That's all I can say.
And another thing I would say is, really look for a school that fits you, because I think there's a lot of, emphasis on top-ranked schools. I want to go to the top school. But you know what? There are how many universities again in the U.S.?
More than 4,500.
4,500, and that's at all levels. All have their, good professors, good materials, research facilities. They're just going to be different. You need to decide: do I want to study in a big city? Do I want to study in a small town? Private, public, community college. There's just a range of choices. So we're having lots of questions coming in now on our Facebook page, and I would encourage all of these people. Again, they're all asking about contact details for Education USA. If you Google Education USA Pakistan, I bet you'll come to USEFP.
Yes.
But tell us your website again, so everybody.
www.usefpakistan.org/advising/register.
All right, or Google Education USA
Google.
Pakistan.
We are on Facebook,
keep it simple.
on Twitter and Instagram, Education USA Pakistan. Follow us.
Great. We just have a few more minutes. Wasim, do you want to translate anything for our Urdu listeners or ask any questions?
Everybody is asking for contact details. राब्ता करने का USCFP के साथ बेहतरीन तरीका आजकल ये है कि आप सोशल मीडिया के ऊपर जो भी प्रेजेंस है USCFP पाकिस्तान की, फेसबुक पाकिस्तान में बहुत पॉपुलर है और गांव देहातों तक इसकी पेनिट्रेशन है. आप फेसबुक के ऊपर USCFP पाकिस्तान का जो पेज है,
Education USA
पाकिस्तान, उसको फॉलो कीजिए. वहाँ तमाम अपडेट्स आती हैं, अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ हैं, वहाँ पर कॉन्टेक्ट डिटेल्स भी हैं. और इसके अलावा जो वेबसाइट है, गूगल ने बताया, स्कॉट ने बताया, आसान तरीन तरीका ये है कि आप गूगल करें एजुकेशन USA पाकिस्तान और आप usefpakistan.org, वो वेबसाइट भी आप उसको फॉलो कर सकते हैं. Do we still have one last question?
Yeah, go ahead.
जो ख़वातीन हमें सुन रही हैं इस वक्त, I'm talking about young girls like Aisha and like Marshall who have studied in the United States. पेरेंट्स के बहुत ज़्यादा कंसर्न्स होते हैं और फैमिलीज़ के बहुत ज़्यादा कंसर्न्स होते हैं और ख़ुद जो है ख़वातीन उनके भी बहुत ज़्यादा कंसर्न्स होते हैं, especially going abroad alone at a young age. How would you advise them?
Well, from my personal experience, I come from Peshawar. मैं पेशावर में पढ़ी, वहीं पे रही सारी ज़िंदगी. मैंने कभी अपने शहर से बाहर भी अकेले ट्रैवल नहीं किया था. मेरे वालिदैन ने कभी मुझे अलाउ नहीं किया था. फिर एक अपॉर्चुनिटी आई, एक स्कॉलरशिप थी जिसके ऊपर मैंने अप्लाई किया. मेरे पेरेंट्स जो हैं वो देखते रहे कि ये कुछ कर रही है, देखते हैं क्या होता है, कहाँ तक ये चलता है मामला. एक स्टेप हुआ, दूसरा स्टेप हुआ, इंटरव्यू तक बात चली गई और जब मुझे उन्होंने ऑफ़र कर दिया कि हमने आपको स्कॉलरशिप ऑफ़र किया है और आप US में जाके मास्टर्स कर सकती हैं और आपको यूनिवर्सिटीज़ बताई जाएंगी जिसमें से आप सिलेक्ट कर सकते हैं, तो यकीन माने दे वर वेरी हैप्पी एंड दे वर ओनली सपोर्टिव. उन्होंने सिर्फ मुझे जो है हेल्प आउट किया थ्रू आउट द प्रोसेस. Coming from Peshawar, a small city, having very limited exposure, and then having the opportunity to go study in the US was just amazing for me. And it's a process. It took time. It took time to convince my parents that yes, I can go ahead and work in the field, or yes, I can pursue higher education. So it's a process and it takes time, but it's going to end up well. It's positive, yeah.
And my last question for both Mashal and Aisha, was it worth it? Are you happy that you studied in the US? That's what I thought.
Yes.
It is an incredible experience.
Yes,
and
incredible.
again, I hope that our listeners out there will take this to heart, will do their best to research schools, to do the work, and to apply. Again, we are here, Education USA is here to help. And thank you all for listening and for joining us tonight. This is Tea Time with US. We are signing off for the week. We'll see how this transition goes back to the radio because I'm working my own here technically, but we'll see how it goes. And I hope it will go through. There we go. All right. If not, thank you all very, very much. And we will see you next week. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.